We are live
We are.
again.
Yay!
Hello, Cara. How are you today?
I am so good. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you for helping me with this. I
Oh,
came in a
no.
little earlier and couldn't work it out,
Okay.
but a load of people did show up. I hope. Did I make it live? Oh, I think I did make it live. They should
Yeah.
start coming over in a minute. I'm going to
Yeah.
just copy the link and put it into YouTube,
Okay.
so that they can, just in case I didn't do it right. So I'm just going to do that now.
Okay.
Uh,
I think we've got one person just kind of on, but I think there's more. There you go. You're
oh,
right.
they're coming. Are they
Mhm.
arriving? Are they? So I've managed to get it sorted.
Good. Yes, you perfect.
Okay, so welcome everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you are all well.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to post the link. Oh, it's not doing it on there either. Let me go into another
Hi,
device.
everybody. Oh, Gwen's back. Cersei's is back. Cassius, you got a ton of people saying hello.
Hello, everybody. We are
Hi,
live with
everybody.
Cara. This is my lovely friend Cara, who's been pushing me to do these lives, and she's
Oh,
worked the logistics for me. I'm still a little bit rusty.
she
I'm
does. You do beautifully. You do. It's wonderful.
live now. I'm just posting the link.
Well, you've got Luciana. She said hi from Brazilian living in Sydney. You do such a beautiful job of everything you do, and I am I consider myself favored to be your friend. So I'm so glad I'm here.
Likewise, my dear.
It's true.
Likewise.
So I am an inspirational influencer. I'm an author, and I am a self-love and empowerment, you could say, coach. And I work with meditation and affirmation work with people to kind of center themselves into the present and draw from that power from within to manifest the life of their dreams, basically. And so that's why I feel so akin with you, because you do such a beautiful job of like healing and Reiki and empowerment and keeping people in the present. And so it is so cool to kind of see you. I was actually just watching your latest couch healing, and it brought me so much peace. Like we're like kind of setting the mood for today. So thank you for that. That was lovely.
That is okay. That's nice
Yeah.
to hear, because I literally asked my guides as I was walking down the stairs from my bedroom, right, what are we going to do today? And that
Yeah.
popped into my head. So that's what we did. But
Mhm.
Cara has, she messaged me, oh, we must have known each other for about 2 years now, to say, can we
Yeah,
have cups of tea together? And
I
we got
did.
on like a house on fire.
We
And
did.
Cara has had a very unique, well, it might
Mhm.
not be unique, but a near death experience, and
Mhm.
she's written a book about it,
I
which I want
did.
to show everyone.
Yes, it's called Love's Miracles in the Misery. You can get it on Amazon. I'm working on my second book. It's a poetry book, but this one's specifically, actually, I believe it was you that really encouraged me to put all of this out and to share my story and things. And so again, a very big thank you to you. But yes, I had a near death experience, and then when I came back, I had this myriad of miraculous things that happened, from premonitions, and even miraculous healing of third generation genetic breast cancer. And so, thank you so much for allowing me to kind of like share a little bit about this. We can go to it later if we want to. But yes, it has been such a beautiful journey. And I really want to thank you so much for being side by side with me in this, because I could not have done this without you and your work and your support.
Well, when you told me about it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this has got to be told to people." And I think
Oh,
you were starting to make those connections, and start. You were being invited to a symposium,
oh yeah,
and so I was like, "Get it out, just get it out, send it over, and I'll read it, and I'll give you
yeah.
some nice, friendly, constructive criticism." And then you were off.
Yes, it did. It really, yeah. It's amazing. I think it's been out for only a couple years, maybe a year and a half, a couple years, and so yeah, it's been such a ride. But
So we've got to
Yeah.
grow Cara's YouTube channel. She's just hit
Thank you.
1,000 people,
I
but she is
did.
worth millions more than that.
Back at you,
So
babe.
I'd like you all to go and follow my friend here, because she's all over TikTok, she's all over Instagram, and the little meditations and the teasers that she puts out there, you're soul coaching. I don't know if you know you
Yeah.
are, but you're sort of an
Oh.
inspirational coach. Thank you
Oh.
for these monies. We will divvy them up afterwards. Thank you very much. You're very kind. But I think today, what are we going to do today? Cara's going to kick us off with a little
Yes.
sort of breathing meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do some question and answer and some little readings. Is that what's going to happen? Because I just let Cara deal with all this. I'm like, yeah, I'll show up.
Yes, we actually have a few people that ask for readings from you. So like a little dice
Okay.
roll for runes. Yeah. So let's settle into a nice little meditation just to start us out. Okay. So get comfortable.
So if everyone gets comfortable, I'm just going to do some Reiki and grounding,
Mhm.
and Cara's going to do the talking. So I'll shut up now.
Mhm. No, you're perfect. All right, beautiful souls. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. And as Sarah would say, we are grounding and we are protecting. Take a deep breath in and exhale softly. Let's take this moment to arrive fully in our space, grounding in love, in presence, into this divine connection together. And as you hear these sounds, imagine it washing over you like a wave of peace, dissolving any stress or any tension, bringing you fully into the alignment of love. Keep breathing. Now place one hand over your heart if you'd like, or your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your breath naturally coming. Inhaling deeply and allowing it to fall. Releasing anything that does not serve you. We're going to continue just to breathe in. Expanding into our heart space. Holding for just a moment. And slowly releasing. Again, letting anything that does not serve you release. With every breath, we're opening your heart up to divine love. And we are going to affirm this together with these affirmations, and you can say them with me if you want to out loud or to yourself. I am open to love.
I am open to love.
I am safe to receive love.
I am safe to receive love.
I am love, and love is me.
I am love, and love is me.
Keep breathing. Feeling these words sink into every cell. Feel the love flowing from within you, out, around you, through you. Take one final breath in, holding for love and expansion. And as you exhale, imagine sending love out to the world, knowing that what you give, you receive. So when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back, opening your eyes, feeling refreshed and aligned and deeply loved and ready for our time together.
Thank you. That was lovely. Nice little meditation. Did you write that yourself?
I did. That's why I was like, I had a little piece of paper.
That's okay. That's
Good.
okay.
Okay, good.
That's okay. Thank you. So I hope
You're
you all
welcome.
enjoyed that. And I enjoyed that, sending energies and working in unison with what you were doing.
It was beautiful. I felt it.
Great. And I hope everybody did hear that we're getting some nice loved it. Thank yous. So what do we got to do today then? What are we going to work with now? Shall we do a tarot roll for the collective?
I love that idea.
And we'll use the Ogham dice, the rune dice, and the Greek dice as well. So everybody watching, even if you're watching after the event, I'd like you just to take a breath in, hold the air in your lungs for a little while, and ask for guidance for the collective, and blow on the dice. Okay. And I'm literally going to toss them in the air. There'll be a clatter now, everybody. Okay. Right. Well, not a card that everyone likes. We have the Tower.
Ooh.
But the Tower, even though it is a big, horrible, scary card, it means that the building falls down, but you can recreate and structure things to be better afterwards. So I have always been terrified of the Tower, especially if it comes out with death. But my good friend Adrian, who I'm doing a tarot course with in Ibiza, says, no, it's a chance to rebuild, and it's a chance to rebuild for better. So it brings in those sudden changes, that upheaval, but it also gives us epiphanies that we can, create. Sometimes the best time and the best ideas come out of disasters when everything has fallen down. So out of the chaos, we can create things and build them to the way that we want them. So a lot of transformation coming, rebuilding foundations, awakenings. And I just want to say that today Venus has gone retrograde. That means Venus is moving backwards. So you might have a few arguments in your love life or with your loved ones, okay? So the Tower. Now we also have pulled out, we have Sita, we have Gur. I have to check the name. So let me just show you this one. So this is Zeta. This is Poseidon's symbol. Am I showing the Z? No, there we are.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so there is storms, but this offers protection, this one, and protection from the storm, perhaps looking for that quiet place where you can sit that storm out. And I know that at the moment it feels like the world is very erratic. It is very erratic. But whatever happens, turn your news off. I've started to turn my news off and only look at
Me
it
too.
once, twice a day. And that's very difficult for me because I come from a family of NATO workers. So geopolitical conversation was being absorbed by me from about age 3. So I struggle to turn it off, but I have decided I can't do anything about it apart from get in trouble on TikTok for dissing everyone. So I'm not commenting, and I figured if something bad happens, I'll hear about it anyway. Okay, so Poseidon offers you Sigma for protection. Now the rune that came up is Kenaz. It's that little bird beak there. And Kenaz is a torch. It is inner guidance. It is deep knowing and teaching and learning. It is clarity and it is insights. So that kind of goes with this Tower card, doesn't it? Awareness comes out of scary things. And then the other one that we have here is the blackthorn. So it is strife. The Irish word is strife, and that is where we get our word strife from. But blackthorn, it's good to walk with when you have problems. It helps your struggle. It can walk with you. We see these trees as walking. Imagine these ents walking with us as we walk down the country by roads where they are about to flower any time now in the UK. This is a tree with thorns that long, so it offers protection for the little animals within it. And even though those thorns are absolute sods, especially when you walk into them like I do in my job, after the summer, it has beautiful plums, beautiful sort of plum-shaped cherries that we put into vodka and gin and distill them. So from that strife, a harvest can come, but you need that awakening from the little bird beak symbol, and I can't find it now, of course. You need those awakenings. So out of these disasters and the things that are going wrong in your life, you will learn things, you will grow. And let's face it, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, doesn't it? And we will all get through this. It changes from one day to the other. But change is good, isn't it? Even though it's scary and none of us want it, change. We have to change and move on. The world is changing and we need to change as well. So that is my reading for everyone. Out of this disaster, what we think is going to be this disaster, we can work through, get our awakenings, walk with it. It's all right to feel it. Don't keep banishing it away. Sometimes we need to feel this deep down horror to realize that we have the beautiful highs and love of life, and that all is not doom and gloom. There
Oh,
you
well
go.
done. That was so lovely. But isn't it, I love to see it like go all together. So like the tower card, which is, I love the tower card. Like I love the,
I'm learning to love it.
oh, I'm sure. Like, I mean, before yeah, I mean, there were lots of tower moments. I'm like, ooh, could this not be happening right now?
You
Um,
know what they say, no pain, no gain, isn't it?
I
So
mean, but the lovely accent runes, like the protection. I think you said the black lotus or locust. What was it?
blackthorn is, so
Thorn
it's a
trees.
relative of hawthorn, but it is
Oh,
strife.
okay. And then the inside of the bird. That's
So
lovely.
that is the strife Irish Owen. Where's my bird beak? Then we have this little bird beak, the Kennas, the knowledge, the awakening, the light bulb moment, the eureka moment, and the other one was Sigma, which is the beginning of my name.
Ooh.
Sigma.
Mm.
So I'm just starting to read these Greek dice, so I don't know them all totally at the moment.
You did
So,
great.
but they do go well together. They work quite well together. It'd be nice to get some other alphabets and
Oh, fun.
use them as well.
Uh-huh.
So I think, what have you got on the list?
Well, if we're going to continue to roll, Cassia has something to ask. She just wants a roll
Okay,
for her.
we have pendulums, so we can do yes and no questions as well, because my
Mm-hmm.
druid guide is right here behind me and he moves
Ooh.
the pendulum. So what does Akasha want?
Okay, so she said, "Can you please send me?" Well, she asked for Reiki, and I think we sent that to her. But I think she's asking questions about financial improvement right now. She thinks she's going through a tower moment.
Okay. So let's pendulum this because it's a specific question. Was it the name Acacia?
Yeah,
Akasha. Okay.
Kasia.
Okay. Is Acacia's financial is going to improve? When my pendulum goes round like that, it's a yes. Now it was going round before I even mouthed the question. So don't lose hope, Acacia. Just be frugal. If you don't know what
Mm-hmm.
that word means, it's be a bit of a miser, um, and around every stormy port, every stormy jagged cove, there's a nice quiet cove afterwards that you will go to. So I think it's just a bit of a moment at the time. You could do some rituals on a Wednesday to Hermes. This is what I'm starting to do. I'm just lighting a little candle and putting a little petition there and asking Hermes or Mercury to help with the finances. Saturn is another one. I'm not hugely into astrology. You can go to Casey Moon is very good. She's a friend of mine. She does astrology readings. But just hold fire, just be frugal with your pennies, work out which TV apps you do not need, because $5.99 on 5 TV apps, you only need one, don't you? Start going through all your little iPads, money that you send out for this app and that app, and go through and have a real bit of a cleanse. Have a spring financial cleanse. And I
Mm-hmm.
bet you will find some money that you're wasting somewhere that you can keep in your pocket.
Mm.
Let's just roll a dice for her.
Yeah.
Acacia, just blow on this dice for me. I'll just give you a minute to do that. And this dice has all of the majors and the aces. So it hasn't got every single card on, but you don't need them all. Okay, and we have the Ace of Pentacles for you. So the
Oh, wow.
universe was listening, and you can
Mm-hmm.
now start your rise to keeping that money in your pocket. Also, for anyone struggling with money, you want to look into Feng Shui, because the color of your purse will either keep money or lose money. I think it's a green purse or a red purse to keep your money in your pocket. Blue just lets it trickle away like water, apparently.
Good to know.
Let's just send you a little Mara symbol. This is going to be for anyone who is struggling financially. And I'll choke away those as well. Okay. Right. Who's next? I hope that was helpful.
So Chic Geek 95 is asking a question about their career.
Okay. Can you define that? Is that a change of career, or should you know? I'll get that person to blow on the dice.
Mm.
And we have the Empress.
Mm.
So the Empress is stable. She knows what she wants. She's had a lot of struggle to get there. So I would say to you, because I don't know your situation, I cannot even see your name on here. Chic Geek 95. Is that who we're right?
Yes.
Will your career grow this year? Okay, let's get the pendulum out. Is Chic Geek's career going to expand and grow? Yes. Okay, definite yes coming for you. Work hard. Do not be lazy. Okay, if you need to get up, if this is your own business and you're freelance like myself, Cara owns businesses as well. Unfortunately, we are working every day of the week, but I do make sure I take a Saturday off. I pretty much take a Friday off as well, definitely Friday afternoon. The only thing I will do on Saturday, which is my sacred day off, is I will just post the appointments for the upcoming week. I don't answer emails. You have to take those breaks because your brain will need a rest as well. And you won't be able to think of those ideas to expand your business if you're knackered and tired all the time. Okay. So, finance. This symbol called Mara comes from Egyptian Reiki Seikam, and it is to bring these finances down earthside into 3D form. Okay. There we go. Cheek Geek. I hope that helps. Don't lose hope. You've got to keep that hope and that trust. Okay, long-term fiance, and I've been going through fertility journey for the past couple of years. Please ask for some guidance and healing. My pendulum is saying, yes, it is possible. What I am saying to you is forget about it. Sometimes we try so hard that, the universe doesn't deliver. So most people I know who have had fertility issues, who have been to every quack, and I call myself a quack as well, myself included, they're trying too hard. They're thinking about it constantly. It's the be all and end all of their life. How many times do we hear, oh, well, I thought they were infertile, and then a child comes along late in life. Stop trying so hard. Stop panicking about it. Just do your little full moon rituals to the goddess, the divine feminine on full moon, and just let the universe take its course, okay? Really keep your food as clear as you can. I'm trying to think of other fertility things off the top of my head. Work with ferns.
Ooh.
Ferns. Let me get thy fern fossil down and run it down you. Now, ferns are a very weird plant. Here we have a fern leaf. If that fern leaf was turned on the underside, there would be hundreds and thousands of little seeds on there. So I'm going to just run that down you. It also brings in the Fibonacci sequence, the golden mean, the golden ratio. Maybe you want to start looking into that. There is even music created out of that. So start looking for those Fibonacci sequences. And when you see them, or when you think about it, just say, okay, yeah, thank you, universe, listen to my plea, and then forget it and go on to something else. Sometimes we can try too hard, okay? So maybe just get a little rest for a bit, because it's every month, isn't it? Every month you're hoping, every month, just put it away and stop it. Let's say we leave it for 6 months and then we start thinking about it again. Okay. You could, it depends where you live. If you are in England near the big giant chalk who has a big phallus, people used to make love on that phallus and then produce children. Yes.
Okay.
So if you are near Dorset in England, you want to look for the Cernabus giant.
How fun.
How do you ground yourselves in times of anxiety? I stopped looking at TikTok because I'm shouting at everyone on TikTok. I'm stopping threads now because I've been shouting at people on threads. I have been sucked into this doom scrolling. So I'm now limiting myself. I've got rid of half of the apps. I'm only checking the news on Reuters because it is not political in any way, shape, or form. And weirdly, I'm watching Al Jazeera because they are a very good news channel.
Ooh,
You
I'm gonna
don't
write that
get
down.
the left or right perspective from any of our governments. You get a view from an outside nation. How do you reground, though? You get an essential oil. I haven't got the one that I normally use here, Vetrevert. Vetrevert, and I put a dab there in the morning, and when I need grounding, I just sniff. It smells like wet soil. Or you can just imagine yourself holding some soil in your hands and looking at it. And another good, there's so many ways. Qigong, Tai Chi breathing, you know, that breathing that they do. Go into a toilet cubicle. I've just said this to a lady I've had an appointment with, and stand there and do a bit of breathing in the toilet cubicle so your work colleagues don't see you. Or standing like a star, like the Vitruvian Man is another one. But it's difficult, especially at the moment. And how do I maintain my inner peace? Well, I had to because I broke my jaw when I had a seizure. I hit the sidewalk, and the doctors said to me if I did not stop worrying, I would kill myself. So I spoke to my children who were teenagers. I told them exactly what horrible things could happen to them. And I told them they need to be home at decent times. They listened to me, luckily. But, you know, you have to retrain your brain. I snap my fingers every time, cancel, clear, delete. I'm not worrying about that now. So that's what I do.
Well
Doesn't
done.
always work.
Well, I know Lyric has one. They asked a question about if they should let a friendship go or work on it.
Couple of contexts about that. If that person makes you more unhappy than happy, I would say yes. But if you have a long history with that person, no, I don't have grandchildren. I'm waiting for them, Aidan. My children are of age now. I'm waiting. I would say you could write your list, your pros and cons. Maybe that person is just going through a terrible time at the moment and needs their friends. But if they are one of these freeloaders who does nothing but take, and take, sometimes we have to cut that cord. I had to do it with a very good friend of mine, my best friend of over 10 years. You know, for her, it was my way or the highway. So I said, bye-bye, I'm going down the highway, you know. And I still send her love, peace, and forgiveness because I was terrible. I actually ghosted her. You know, it's a long time ago now. And I do bump into her and I smile and I say hello, but I choose not to pass the time of day. But when those thoughts come up, I do send forgiveness out through Reiki. I'm not brave enough to go and ask her, but sometimes you've got to. Is my past love come from 40 years coming back into my life? No, Emerald, I'm sorry. That's the first no tonight, isn't it? It's difficult. Thank you, Sarah, for all that you do. So, okay, that's all right. I'm going to read these comments afterwards. So if I miss your comment, I will look at it later on the screens. Okay, who have we got next, Cara?
I see. Oh, just a bit. It says too many movies. Says, does Cara have a YouTube? Yes, it's my first and last name. At Kara Marlene.
I will share Cara's channel afterwards on my posts page. It used to be called the community page.
Oh, how fun. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Reorganize thoughts, reorganize clutter at home, self-reflect or housekeeping. Well, you know what they say about housekeeping, the cleaner your house, the less full your life. So leave that dust to collect for a few weeks.
Yes.
You know, what about a bit of both? 20 minutes is all you need for a bit of self-reflection. You can do that while you're having your coffee break in the morning. You don't have to set all these times and set up these ritual things like I do. You know, just sitting with yourself and saying, how do I feel today? I feel shit, actually. Okay, well, what can I do? I don't, but, you know, that might be your answer. It's okay to feel shit. And then you think, what would make me feel better? Oh, a little walk around the neighborhood to hear those birds that are tweeting, and just do that.
A fox named Mulder is, in terms of spirituality, who and what has held the biggest influence in your life, Sarah?
The first influence in my life would have been the Dalai Lama.
Ooh.
I was reading books. I somehow I came across him when I was age 14. Now, I come from an extremely Christian background. My grandfather's a priest. My uncle's a bishop. I've got another uncle who is a Benedictine monk. So I was introduced to boring church services in the cathedral every Sunday, which I hated. Then I went to a boarding school full of nuns, and I thought I was the original rebel and asked them what happened when they found out they were worshipping the wrong God. Now, I know it is the same God. It's just got different names. But the first spirituality that the first person who really made a mark on me, it'd be two of them. It would be the Dalai Lama, the living Buddha. And it would be Nelson Mandela, because I used to go and I lived and worked in South Africa as apartheid was changing, and I also worked for the Zulu government in exile in London. But Nelson Mandela was a big, and still is a big influence.
Yes.
Road to Freedom is what to read. In later years, it would be the healing god Asclepius. The only, apart from the Dalai Lama, who's visited my dreams, this god visited my dreams, and I didn't know who he was. He had a big staff with a snake around it, and he was on a beach with a giant golden lyre. And he looked at me, and he looked at the instrument, and then he looked back, and I understood, because I was looking for my instrument at the time. So this is now who I follow. He is my deity. And Hecate has made an appearance as well. I have been evading Hecate for over 10 years, but now I'm starting to work with her because I'm pink and fluffy. I've never worked on my shadow side. So I hope that answers your question.
Aiden has a question, Aiden Hawk. Do you have a stretching routine? I'm assuming Qigong is part of that? No?
It would be Qigong. If you have a pen there, Aiden, I'll spell this out. You want to look for the Chinese exercise called the 8 pieces of brocade. In Chinese, it is Ba, B-A, new word, D-U-A-N, Duan, Ba Duan, new word, Jin, J-I-N. And it is a set of 8 exercises, very easy. You don't need to go and buy a yoga mat or change into anything. You'll find it on YouTube, the Ba Duan Jin. It does things like, you know, letting an arrow go. It raises heaven and earth, you know, wise owl looking behind. And the Chinese government teach this to all school children, because I know this because my nephew taught in China. They're all out at 6 o'clock in the morning doing these preventative medicine exercises
Wow.
every day of their school life. Then they all toddle off to work like we all do. And then when they retire, you see them going back into the parks. And because they remember it, because it's so ingrained, this is their preventative medicine. So that is what I do.
Oh, wow.
I do my Qigong every day. And then I used to run my dog. It gave me so much energy, I had to start running with my dog. But I don't have my dog anymore, so I just do the exercises. So that is what I recommend. Qigong standing and breathing pose and the Baduan Jin.
I'm looking at comments. Becky is going to be selling her home and hopefully moving soon. She's asked for blessings on that.
Okay, let's draw those Mara symbols for you, the abundance. Okay, Becky, I'm just going to tell you to go around each room. If you've got a singing bowl, dong the singing bowl before people come and see it. But you can just clap your hands. I raise the energy in this room. You know, that cleanses your home. And work with moon phases. You could do a sell my home spell. You've just missed the window now for the moon phase. I would say do one a week before full moon to help you find a house, and then on a week before dark moon, new moon, so the week we've just gone, I would do one for selling my house.
Oh, she says she has lots of singing bowls, so yeah.
Yeah,
Works for her.
dong the singing bowls, cleanse the house energetically, do all the coffee and the baking bread, and ask your realtor what they would advise. They'll probably say the coffee and the bread, won't they? I say the singing bowl and the love and light.
There is someone who asks something kind of specific from you. There's what originally led you to Reiki and how did it change your life?
So I tried not to do Reiki for at least 2 years. Some of you on here will know Neil Cooper, who, okay. So Neil and myself met randomly in an MSN Messenger chat room that he ran called Spirit Speaks. And we all developed over about 2 or 3 years. We are all still in touch, actually, as well. And my hands just, they opened up. The only way I can describe it, it felt like, you know, when you see people spacewalking and space just flying past, it felt like that was coming out of my hands.
Ooh.
And I said to them on this, and Neil, what is this? And they said, oh, it's healing. You do Reiki. And I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to do that. Standing there for an hour, how boring, I thought. Anyway, this kept happening, and eventually my hands were so active, I just used to drive to churches and sit in the churches and just sit there like that because I didn't know what to do. And eventually I realized I needed to learn how to work with this. So I literally knocked on the closest crystal shop's door, and they happened to teach Egyptian Reiki Seikum. And I joined that. I did level 1, and then I left it for another 2 years and went into level 2. And the minute I got my level 2 attunement, I was able to draw the master symbol. Now, I studied Chinese Mandarin at university for 3 years, so I know how things are written. And I drew it down, and my teacher said, that's the master symbol. You're going to have to be a master.
Oh, no.
So I then continued on and I did my apprenticeship. I was lucky that I did it in quite a large sort of crystal shop. So I learnt to teach groups of like 20 people and attune them. How did it change my life? In the beginning, when Sarah was gifted Reiki, she had 2 teenage children who she was not very patient with. So I would say the first thing that it taught me was patience. I didn't shout at them so much for not reading doing their homework. So it taught me patience. I then started to make better decisions, and I started to worry a little bit less. And so, and then it eventually led to this, to YouTube. Neil Cooper again saying, Sarah, I've got to make you a YouTube channel. Me, not even knowing there was such a thing as YouTube channels, even though I watched them. And it all went from there, from 5 years ago, really.
Oh,
But I've been
wow.
doing Reiki. I've been doing Reiki for about 20 years, but I've been interested in spirituality since I was 14. I'm 54 in 2 weeks.
You look great, honey.
Oh God.
You do.
Thank you. You're too
You're
kind.
welcome.
You're too kind.
Hold on. St. Patrick's? Isn't that around that
No,
time?
I think that's on the 5th. No, I'm not on St. Patrick's Day. I'm March the 13th.
Oh, heard. Okay, sorry.
And if it's a Friday, I literally do not get out of bed these days, because if my birthday happens on Friday the 13th, I have so many near misses. I ended up
Oh, no.
falling off rock climbing on Table Mountain. Then I went swimming on a shark-infested beach on my birthday without realizing. And then I got on the wrong train and ended up in a black South African township all in one day on a Friday the 13th, my birthday. So I hold court. Everyone comes to see me in my boudoir and brings champagne and flowers up there. And I don't get out of bed on a Friday the 13th if it's my birthday.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Alba has a question about the sensation from your hands. It says, what about a fire sensation at the center of your palm? It's not discomfort, but it's a noticeable sensation. Could that maybe possibly be?
What, when she works with fire element, is that?
She just mentioned the sensation. I'm assuming she's associating it with your Reiki. Like if
Okay,
she,
let's do a little exercise. Everybody watching here. Now, this is what I teach my students as soon as they come in. And I just taught this to a lady in the last reading, actually. Let's take a couple of breaths in and just reaffirm those roots. And trust that you are protected. I'm literally putting circles around you all. But you can imagine a golden beam of light emerging from the source, God itself, and encasing you. Okay. Take a couple of breaths in, and then I want everybody just to sort of hold their hands like this. And you might be able, not everyone, but don't worry if you can't. Can you feel like a tingling, a buzzing, a little magnetism perhaps? If you can feel that, that is chi. And that will be coming out of this part of your hand. Okay? So you can make a chi ball. This is Tai Chi. You can make that chi ball. You don't have to move your body like me, but you can make that chi ball. And then you can expand it. Now let's think of the element of fire. Think of a candle. Grow that candle into a campfire. You feel it getting stronger. Now, that fire can cleanse you. So I want you to turn your hands in and put it into the chakra that you think needs the most cleansing. For me, it's going to be my throat. We can do that again. We can hold our hands there, feel that current. If you can't feel that current, just trust it is there. You just can't feel it yet. Now let's put ice into it. Your hands probably go cold. And you can freeze those emotions. So I'm not going to suggest you put ice into yourself. Let's just throw that out to the hot areas on the planet that need a bit of ice. But you'll notice that as soon as you think the different sensation, if you think rainforest, you think desert, it changes as you think it. One of my psychic teachers who had all of the clairs, the only one she didn't have was the smell. She asked her mother, why do the teachers say things twice? Well, they don't, but they think it before they say it. And she was hearing the thought. So as soon as you think fire, you're going to feel fire. As soon as you think water, rain. So it is literally just thinking and channeling it. In regards to Celtic Reiki, and I did a Celtic Reiki video this morning, so you'll probably see this if you haven't seen it already. You can channel an emotion. If you know the person you're working on is sad, and you have a lovely memory, perhaps of the beach or of a family picnic, you can send that energy to that person. And that is the chi that goes to them. It doesn't matter if you were in front of Mount Fuji, like we were in the video this morning, or in the Grand Canyon. It's the emotions at that time. So if you've got someone sad with you who you really can't help, just channel them a beautiful memory of happiness and laughter and love, even if it happened to you rather than them, because that will still rub off on them in some way.
Well, it must have worked because there's a couple people saying they definitely felt that.
I'm just going to answer Yvonne's question. Should she make some reservations to her house, or will rebuilding be better? Should she make reservations to her house? Yeah, renovations. Is rebuilding better? No, it is saying rebuilding is not better. So do the renovations. Your pocket will be better for it as well.
Let me see, there's concerns. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Becky at D Holistics. Hi, Sarah. Our family is currently getting our home ready to sell. Oh, have I done this one already?
You did,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
we
for sure.
have. Sorry,
Yeah,
we
that's
have.
okay.
So, Cara, have you got any advice for anyone? Did anything spring to mind in any of these answers that you want to chip in? And as I feel you are an inspirational coach.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes. No, I think that the most amazing thing for me is that finding community like this and finding so many like kind-minded souls, and how when we come together, like magic happens. And so I find this just absolutely miraculous. Like I really do. I love just like watching it. And but how open you all are about asking. And that's really just so important because to heal or to build or to renew our lives, like, you have to be authentic and vulnerable. And I just want to commend all of you because you are both encouraging each other. I've seen so many people encourage each other. I think Kasia and another gal were going back and forth, just like, you've got this, it's okay, along with the healing and things. And I just want to more encourage everyone that this is why we do what we do. This is the way I believe that we are meant to live our lives, like for the highest good of all. And
Yeah.
this is really powerful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aidan is talking about digging his nails from stress into his palms. Okay, I don't think it means anything bad. It just means that you need to learn how to handle your
Yeah,
emotions.
your
I
anxiety a
haven't
little bit
got them
better.
here, but why don't you get some Greek worry beads? Then you've got something to clack.
Hmm.
Or a fidget spin, or even dice. You can sort of fiddle with dice going around in your hands.
Mm.
Maybe holding something, not a cigarette like I do, um, will get you out of that habit. Because if you're making calluses in the center of your palms, you do need to get a handle on it, because you're damaging yourself, aren't you? So
Mm.
I would get yourself some Greek worry beads. and or a fidget spinner or some little trippy toy that you can fiddle with to stop you doing that stress thing. I do it with my jaw constantly, and I haven't even got any top teeth now, and I'm still clamping it and tightening it. I think other people will tap their feet, won't you? We've all got something. So I think maybe try tapping your foot or get Greek worry beads. That's the name on the tin, Greek worry beads. That's what a whole nation uses. So try that.
Bree said the Greek worry beads are awesome. She says she uses them all the time.
And I don't use the ones with sort of 8 or 9 beads on. I use the ones, I literally got a length of leather, and I sort of put a large square bead on one end and another one on the other end, and I literally clapped it around like that. Those are the worry beads I've used. So you can make that yourself. But I think worry beads are a bit like a small rosary, perhaps, aren't they? The beads actually, or mala beads. Perhaps mala beads would work. The Tibetan mala beads.
We've got one more question if you want, Sarah.
Okay.
It's Elisa. And would you have some advice for dealing with stress? I'm a job searching after graduation.
Hard one, because I think the stress is not to get too stressed, but that's easier said than done. Perhaps look for your bread and butter job, that boring shelf stacking job to tie you over. Now, I know that it's been a long time since I went to a job interview because, I was sort of run my own company, but I think every form that you fill in is practice for the next one. It's practice for that dream job that's coming down the line. The same with interviews. Go into each interview with, this is a practice interview. You're still going to try your best, but you're going to learn from it. And perhaps you could even, if you didn't get the job, you could write and say, can I have some feedback on why I didn't make the grade, and see if you can get some feedback. I would also say to people looking for jobs or wanting to change their life in any way, if you want to be a mathematician, you need to hang out with mathematicians. If you're trying to stop drinking alcohol, you're not going to be going into bars, that you're never going to stop that. So hang around with those upbeat people, maybe try and muscle in, to that sort of volunteering as well. If it is something that you can volunteer, that is something extra to put on your CV, whether you're working at a dog's trust or whether you're volunteering in a soup kitchen, meeting lots of different people, but showing, especially if you're a graduate and you haven't worked before, you need to show that you can be a member of a team and you can work with a team. So don't sweat it. That job will come when the time is right. You might need a bit of world working practice before you get that dream job. So don't, keep those big dreams in your foresight, but have those little stepping stone jobs there, to get up, those stepping stones to get to that bridge over the bigger river, if you like. I don't know if that's any good because it's been so long. But all the time you haven't got that job, you haven't got to pay back that student loan. And apparently people my age are going back to university. I looked into it actually, but because we're never going to get that job to pay that loan back. So just keep that, in mind. It delays that, but it will come along. Just keep petitioning the universe, keep on track, don't give up, and look for other ways in, speak to people who work in that environment. Maybe they'll come up with, oh yeah, we got an opening coming up, why don't you apply? And if you know that person, maybe You get that foot in the door. Circulate, speak to people. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know, don't they? That's one of those phrases, isn't it, that we hear bandied round again and again, isn't it?
Well, she said she's been dabbling in volunteering and thinking about volunteering. So
Great, I'd go for that, because that's
Mm-hmm.
something else to put on your CV. If you've got kids, go and volunteer at the school. I ended up, interviewing head teachers just through volunteering. And that looked good on the CV afterwards as well. And also flower it up a little bit. We have to shout about ourselves. Nobody's going to shout for you. So, if you ran even one project as a team leader, you put down that you were a team leader, even if you've only done it once, because you've still done it. Good luck.
I love that.
Don't lose hope.
Well, I think that's all our questions, dear.
Okay. Well, I think... is there anything else you'd like to do, Cara? We've been online about an hour now. We're going to start doing this a little bit more often now that I know how to do it. And we're going to start having some subjects and questions. We're going to get together over the next week or two, and we are going to... Bye-bye, silly goober. I'll be your grandma. I'll tell you a good night story. Shut your eyes, go to sleep, and be polite to people. I've got thick elephant skin, so that doesn't insult me. But it would many other women. So don't say it to everyone. But we're going to start working out some subjects, question and answers, but also having some discussions on here about things. So send Cara or myself some emails. Cara, do you want to tell everybody your email and your channel? I'm going to post your channel on my page after this. But if people want to come to you for appointments,
thank you.
And what you do, send suggestions for what we would talk about.
Yes, thank you.
So what is your email?
My email is info@Kara Marlene. So it's info at symbol KaraMarlene.com. So info@KaraMarlene.com. And my handle, I want to see, because it's not mirrored. I want to see if I did this correctly. Does it say Kara Marlene?
It does. It's the right way
Does
round.
it really?
I never know if things are back to front either.
I don't know.
Cara, is it just Kara Marlene?
Yeah, this is my handle on YouTube. So
okay.
Either way, you can direct message me or you can email me. But yeah.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. And have you got anything coming up? She's going to start doing events soon because I'm going to make her.
I love you so much. Yes, she has.
Cara is a singer. She does karaoke sometimes on her TikToks.
I do.
And YouTubes. You were a country singer, weren't you, my dear?
Yes, I was a model and a singer for a long time, and then I got called into spirituality. So, but yeah, I love doing that. So yeah, that is, and I will be doing some more lives because Sarah is quite convincing when she is passionate about something. So yeah.
I just talk for England. We have a saying over here, you talk for England. I can talk the hind legs off a donkey as well. So let's do a last little rune for those of you who are here. So I'm going to roll these now. And the rune that has come up is Perdu or Perthu. I say Anglo-Saxon and Norse. Taking chances. Okay, taking your chances. Fate, initiations, inner potential. Don't forget your inner potential. Now, the next one, I've just got to count the lions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one, which way is it showing? This is old. This is ash. This is Newn. So the ash used to be the king of the forest. It is now not so much anymore. But this is Yggdrasil. This is the world tree. So lots of different strands. To each of us, you've all got multiple things that you can do. So have a little think. Why don't you write your lists of your good things and your things that you're not so good at? And see if there are any avenues that you can go down. You have plenty of potential. Take a chance on it, but also this is the tree of poetry. So bring some poetry into
Oh.
your life in some way. So perhaps this is one for Cara with her new poetry book.
Yes.
The last one, and I have no idea why an American, well, any planes would want to call their this is Delta basically, and it is not a good one. It means disasters, and unforeseen circumstances. So I don't know why they called aeroplanes after it, but anyway, this is Delta. This is sacred to Athena and Hermes. It means prudence, and it also means caution. So think about things before you do them, especially with your loved ones, as Venus has gone retrograde today. I think I was working 3 months before, because me and my partner could not stop arguing over Christmas, and we never argue. We never have crosswords, and we just argued all Christmas. So now we're all right. So maybe we were 3 months ahead of the flow, but be careful what you say and who you say it to, okay? And remember, sometimes less is more with speaking.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Cara, for coming on today. I've just got one thing to say before. We have still got, I think, 2 or 3 spaces on my Tara retreat, which is happening in Ibiza in June. So if you would like details about that, please email me. My email is in the show notes of pretty much every video, or it's on my information of the channel. I'm going to come online here with Adrian, who I'm doing the tarot course with over the next couple of weeks. I think it's the 10th of March, actually, but I might have to check that. And Cara and myself will get together sometime this week and work out some more dates. I think it'd be nice if we start to do perhaps new and full moon, something like that.
I love that.
Okay.
Love
We'll work it out. Perhaps we just missed new moon. Maybe we can work full moon next time.
Wouldn't that be
If
fun?
not, it'll be Sundays.
Done. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming, Cara. It's been a joy having you.
Thank you.
I will speak. And thank you, everyone, for coming in to see
Yes.
us.
Thank
the first
you.
successful YouTube one I've done in 5 years.
You did beautifully. It was wonderful. Very smooth.
And I wish you all a very good Sunday and a brilliant week ahead of you.
Same. Thank you so much. So much love, and we'll see you soon.
Love to everybody. Love and protection to you all. And thank you, Cara, again.
Oh, my pleasure. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.